Now we know iron is necessary for our bodies, and we know that the best way of getting our bodies to absorb iron is to pair it with vitamin C. But will any vitamin C source do? And what happens if you don't eat meat? How do you manage that with a plant-based iron? So when I come back in just a moment, I'm going to delve into some of these answers. But we also have a guest joining us today, and I am so excited to have her with us. Her name is Debbie Esplin, and she has her own cooking channel and has some great recipes, great ideas, and great tips. She's going to show us how to tweak those recipes to make sure that that iron and vitamin C food synergy is happening. I'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Deb Day. And for those of you visiting for the first time, this channel is all about health and fitness and nutrition and inspiration for those of us who are over the age of 50. And it's about living the healthiest version of ourselves possible. So before we get into all of the tips and information, let's check in with Debbie to see what she's cooking up in her kitchen.
Thanks, Deb. My name is Debbie Esplin, and I have a channel where I teach you how to cook. I give you fast, easy, healthy recipes and tips and information around food. So I'm going to show you how to make super healthy stuffed bell peppers in two versions, a vegetarian version and a meat version, with extra ingredients to make it extra healthy and to help your body get all the iron that's in the food absorbed and used by your body. Back to you, Deb.
So we will check back with Debbie in just a moment. Now there's a lot of good sources for plant-based iron, like spinach and beans, chickpeas, tofu, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and raisins. And the best source of vitamin C to use is citrus, red bell peppers, strawberries, and even Brussels sprouts. Now what's especially important to note is that plant-based iron is not as readily absorbed into the body as meat-based iron. In fact, meat eaters absorb 18% more of their iron than plant-based eaters do. And they only absorb about 5 to 10%. And you know, without pairing it with a vitamin C, vegans' iron absorption goes down to about 3%. All right, so let's check back in with Debbie to see what tips she has for tweaking those recipes so we can ensure that we are getting the best iron bang for our buck.
That's great information, Deb. Really good to know. So I tweaked my recipe to make it even more healthy. And some of the tweaks that I did, in addition to adding spinach, of course, which is a source of iron, and the bell peppers, which are a source of vitamin C, I added things like raisins and prunes because they're dried fruits. And believe it or not, in Middle Eastern cuisine, adding dried fruits to savory dishes really ups the flavor. So not only are you adding nutrition, you're adding flavor. I also added lentils in both versions and beans in the vegetarian version, so those are legumes. I used brown rice, which is a whole grain, and I added some other vegetables just for nutrition and flavor. So when you're finished watching Deb's video, hop on over to my channel, the link will be in the video description below, and check out the recipe, super healthy stuffed bell peppers. I'll show you how to do it. So I look forward to seeing you on my channel in a few minutes. Thanks a lot.
Oh, wow, Debbie, that looks amazing, and thank you for helping us out. Now, don't forget to check out Debbie's food channel. Her link will be in the description below, and there you can get the full recipes for what she is showing us today. She has a lot of great cooking tips that you will want to check out. And again,
thanks so much, Deb. It's really important that we do everything we can to try to absorb as much iron from our food as possible. So all you listeners, I look forward to seeing you over on my channel where I'm going to show you how to make super healthy stuffed bell peppers. See you soon. Thanks.
Now, I can't leave without giving you this one last tip. If your iron is low or you are trying to increase your iron uptake, then you really need to consider avoiding having that cup of tea or coffee an hour before and an hour after you eat. And another thing you should know is that foods that are rich in calcium, along with the tea and coffee, can all block your body's absorption of the iron. Now, food pairing or food complements or food synergies are an important piece of the nutrition puzzle, especially if you really want the food you're eating to work really well for you and provide the best possible nutrient. You know, when we look at the food today, as it can often be so nutritionally deficient, we need to ensure that we take these extra steps to make sure that we're getting the best of the nutrients that we're eating. And the other thing that we know too is that recipes are not always designed for a nutrient profile or to make sure that we're making the best of any possible absorption. A lot of recipes, let's face it, are made to be tasty. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's really good when we can have both. I mean, after all, we want to be the healthiest version of ourselves possible and to live one kick-ass life. Thank you for joining me. Do not forget to check out Deb's channel, and I'll see you in the next video.